Hi guys, my name's Katarina. I'm currently a head tutor at MS Learning, and today we're going to be learning about film and visual techniques, specifically for visual texts that you'll see in comprehension. So this is HSC level comprehension, and these are the basics we kind of teach all our students. Just keep in mind that this is an indicator of what you should be learning at school or at coaching or any tutoring additional classes that you do take. This is the stuff that you should know and you should be learning. And it is definitely not an indicator of how we run our classes. So it's definitely not an hour of me talking straight at you like a lecture. It's definitely very interactive. You'll see my face or whoever is teaching you, whether it's online or face-to-face classes, you'll still see who is teaching you. You'll still interact and it's great. But this is very much not that. So keep in mind, this is not to show you what a lesson looks like, but in terms of what we teach, this is to give you a bit of a taste of the content and the skills that we strive to give you. It's really important and it's really good. We find that a lot of students are missing so many of these skills, of these techniques. If you walk into an exam and you find that you only have camera angles and camera shots to talk about, or really basic techniques like size or color or whatever it is, if you only have really basic techniques to analyze with, you clearly don't have these in your arsenal. So I suggest really pay attention to this video because there are so many techniques here that students just don't use or they don't know about, and they are so good. So definitely take advantage of these and just keep in mind that they're really, really useful for your exams. So definitely put them to good use. Okay, so if you're not sure about camera shots, camera distancing, things like that, the shot size, we've put them here for you. So there are quite a few. Most of the time, you'll only be using long shot, extreme long shot, medium shot, and close-up shot. So there are some in-between ones like your medium long shot, your extreme close-up shot, but most of the time you'll be using these four. So as you can see, the extreme long shot really shows you the full body and also the surroundings, what's happening. Your long shot is more about the body of the person, so less of the surroundings, even though you can still see it. It's just not as far as the extreme long shot. So if you see, for example, a shot of somebody in a desert where they're literally a speck against this vast desert background, that's an extreme long shot because it's more so about the surroundings than that one person's body. For your medium shot, you've got from the waist up. So you see, you don't see their legs, you don't see much of the surroundings, but you see their waist up, so their face, their gestures, things like that. Your close-up shot is about their face, so any facial expressions, any reactions. So there are differences in effects between these four, and make sure you know them. So I'm going to go through them in a second. In terms of camera angles, you will mainly use the top three and then bird's eye. So your low angle shot is as if you were sort of sitting on their shoes, looking up at them. Your eye level is what it says, eye level. You're looking straight at them as if you were the same height. High angle, opposite to your low angle. So you're looking down at them as if they're a lot shorter than you. And your bird's eye. So your bird's eye is similar to a high angle shot. The only difference is you're seeing the top of their heads. It might not even be people. So as if you were a bird flying over the city, what would you see? So you would see the entire sort of cityscape, skyscrapers, the top of buildings, things like that. So similar to an extreme long shot, just from a bird's eye point of view. Okay, we're not going to go through camera and lens movement today because if you're doing comprehension, nothing's going to move on your page. So don't worry about these just yet. Okay, so in terms of analyzing these types of shots and angles, it's important to know that they all do different things. Right, there's a reason why directors are choosing to use these different shots, these different angles. There are reasons behind it, and they're actually strategic choices. So a lot of thought goes into these, more so than you think, but directors will take hundreds of shots and choose a specific one for a reason. Okay, so like I said, your long shot shows the entire figure, and because of that, we can see any gestures they make, any body language they have. For example, if they're moving around a lot, if their legs are twitching, whatever, maybe they're nervous. So your long shot will really capture that body language. It will also capture a good deal of the surroundings. so we can see what's going on behind them. We get a bit of context. We can sort of see the scene a bit more when it's important. Your extreme long shot does similar things, but it's just exaggerated, so you can really see surroundings. For example, that desert example I just gave you, same thing. So extreme long shot is really to show surroundings and what's going on. Okay, your medium shot is a bit different. Like I said, it's from the waist up, but we get a better view because it's closer. We get a better view of gestures, of body language, mainly upper body language. For example, if somebody's really using their hands, we can get a good idea of what is going on, what they're trying to portray. And in terms of upper body language, your medium shot might capture, for example, the way they hold their shoulders, if they're really tense, if they're really stressed. Similar to that, your close-up shot will focus on their face. So there are additional benefits to being able to see a character's face up close. I'm sure you know, but you'll see their reactions, their emotions to things, how they feel, and you can link that to what's going on. So in terms of analysis, your close-up shot will be really good to show what they're feeling. It also will help you to, or viewers in general, to relate to them because you can see what they're feeling. Maybe you become sympathetic towards them. Maybe you also feel sad. So being able to see somebody else's emotions is really powerful. Camera angles. Okay, so these are not as obvious as the first ones for camera distancing. So your low angle shot, as if you were sitting on their shoes, you're looking up at someone. So that really emphasizes their power, their strength, whether they're dominating, things like that. Or it could also be to show how small the viewer is compared to that person. So maybe they're smaller, they're weaker, they're less powerful. Sometimes images will be drawing on both, the fact that one character is really, really strong and one character is really, really weak, right? So it depends on the photo. Your eye level shot is mainly to help identify with something. If you are looking straight at someone, straight into their face, into their eyes, you are really identifying with them because you are the same height, basically. You've been positioned to be in the same height so that you can really find out what's going on with them. You can identify with them. You can relate to them. Similarly, it might also, depending on the photo, be to sort of mimic who they are. For example, if I give you a photo of a child and that is an eye level shot of the child, you're really looking into the child as if you were their height, maybe it's suggesting that you are looking at them from the point of view of another child, right? Maybe it's to imply that you are the same physically, or your stage of life is the same because physically you're the same height, right? So depending on the image, eye level shots are really about relationship and creating that connection. Your high level shot, when you look down at somebody, opposite of a low angle shot. So you're emphasizing that person's lack of strength or maybe your own strength, your own power. So depending on the focus of the image, high angle shots show that whatever you're looking at is not very powerful. Your bird's eye view will be very, very similar to your extreme long shot in terms of emphasizing the environment. So if you want to point out that somebody's, in the desert or alone in a huge field of flowers, things like that, your bird's eye view and your extreme long shot show you the environment. They really focus on that. Okay, now we move on to some other ones that are not really talked about very much, but are very, very powerful. And I would strongly suggest that students start using these. These are sort of the basic ones we teach our year 11 and 12 students to use because they're really, really good and they really raise your writing. It shows the marker, hey, I actually know all of these techniques. This is how smart I am. And it allows you to show off a bit.